The standoff between rebellious military elements and Marcos loyalists began Saturday as helicopters supporting members of the so-called military reform movement ferried in weapons to the camp housing the nation's defense ministry. The defense minister, Juan Ponce Enrile, and the deputy chief of staff, General Fidel Ramos, leading the reformists, had decided on mutiny against President Marcos.
As of now, I cannot in conscience recognize the President as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces.
I call upon now everyone who is imbued with a sense of justice and respect for the law to disobey the orders given to them.
The two, both longtime friends and Marcos supporters, both accused the president of cheating Corazon Aquino out of victory in the elections 2 weeks ago. The mandate of the people, they said, rightfully belonged to Aquino. Angered by the rebellion, Marcos took to television, accusing them of plotting a coup d'etat.
They were part of an aborted coup d'etat, an assassination plot against the president and the first lady.
With that, Marcos threatened to bring the mutiny to an early end, but for the first 20 hours at least, did nothing. By dawn today, popular support for the military rebellion had grown large. The rebel leaders praying at impromptu morning masses. General Ramos holding out at one military camp, calling for support from units from around the country. And Minister Enrile commandeering the complex housing the Ministry of Defense. By midday, still awaiting a move by Marcos, the two altered their strategy. Enrile, brandishing a small Uzi machine gun, abandoned his base at the Ministry of Defense and marched to join Ramos at Camp Crame, the compound across the street. Enrile, protected both by hundreds of armed men and the goodwill of Roman Catholic sisters. The defense minister reaching the main street greeted by tens of thousands of cheering supporters. Their chants of Cory, Cory for Aquino turning to chants of Johnny, Johnny, the nickname of the defense chief. And the military, as Enrile quipped, for the first time was earning popular love, not hate. Reunited with a buoyant General Ramos, the two vowed they would not surrender. They would hold out until Marcos resigned. And Marcos went on television for the third time in 24 hours, calling on the rebels to surrender. While acting with restraint, he warned what he could do.
All these points are vulnerable to even simple mortar attack or artillery attack. If we wanted to finish this in, say, 1 hour, we could.
Enrile later met that threat with one of his own.
We will not fire the first shot, but the moment they fire the first shot, I think we will be engaged and they will find out that either they will annihilate us or we will destroy them.
Finally, Marcos made his first move. A column of loyal Marines moved up the highway to Camp Crame. But the trucks and armored personnel carriers were met with an amazing display of what General Ramos called people power.
Let us pass. We are just told to go to Jaydz.
Urged to show their solidarity with Ramos and Enrile by the Roman Catholic carter with sit-ins, trucks, and buses blocking the way. The new military confrontation here appeared to dwarf the continuing efforts of Corazon Aquino to bring down the Marcos government. While the drama in Manila was unfolding, Aquino was in the southern city of Cebu, continuing a post-election campaign advocating civil disobedience. Today, returning to Manila, and before going into seclusion out of a concern for safety, Aquino made yet another plea.
For the sake of the Filipino people, I ask Mr. Marcos to step down now so that we can have a peaceful transition of government.
Yet faced with the mounting pressure from Aquino, foreign powers, the church, and now military rebellion, Marcos still seemed unyielding.
I will not resign on the say-so of, those who criticize my administration.
But for now, Marcos was in search of an effective way to deal with a popularly backed military rebellion. As the day ended, his forces in their first appearance on the streets were turned back, the tanks returning to base, the people cheering them on with the slogans and victory signs of Aquino echoing behind them.
Unit number 1, February 24. Ramos, South and Defense Division. Lieutenant General Fidel B. Ramos, Armed Forces. Ramos, going to... Pag-aaral ng EDSA, magtungo sa harap ng lingkit ng krami. Hanapin ang walawang ng bakit. Tumasin ang tumayang pagkalimit.
Tropa, February na naman. Marami na namang maglilipa ng tanga at bobo dyan sa EDSA. No? Sino ba ang pinakatanga at mga pinakabobo ng mga Pilipino? Yan yung mga sumasali dyan sa celebration ng EDSA 1 na yan, People Power na yan. Dahil dyan sa EDSA 1 na yan, at dahil dyan kay Cory Aquino at sa mga Aquino, no? Naghirap ang Pilipinas. No? Dahil kasi nagmahal ang kuryente, nagmahal ang tubig, tapos kulang pa ang tubig, nagmahal ang gasolina, nagkaroon ng pagbabalik ang NPA dahil yan dyan sa EDSA 1 at dahil dyan sa mga Aquino. Kaya mga kababayan, huwag na tayong magpaloko dyan sa EDSA 1 na yan dahil yan ang dahilan ng lahat ng kapahamakan ng ating bansa. No? Tandaan nyo yan. Kaya yung mga sumasali dyan, mga bobo lang at mga tanga. No? At ano naman ang ginawa ng Ninoy Aquino na yan para maging hero? Traidor yan. Siya nga yung isa sa mga pasimuno ng NPA at pinahamak niya ang ating claim sa Sabah. Dahil na kasi ayaw lang niya maging gwapo si Presidente Marcos. No? Lahat ng paninira, ginawa nila kay President Marcos, ginawa mga magnanakaw daw, human rights violator daw, upang huwag mapunan yung kanilang pananamantala habang binibigay nila yung mga public utilities, yung mga malalaking negosyo sa mga kaibigan nila ng mga oligarko na silang nagsamantala sa atin. Lahat yan, lahat ng nararanasan natin ngayon na paghihirap ng bayan ay dahil yan sa EDSA 1 na yan. Kaya yung mga nagsiselebrate dyan, mga bobo! Mga tanga! Mga bobo! Alam mo ba kung dati naman, mataas ang ating industrial sector nung panahon ni Presidente Marcos. In fact, nandito yung Phelps Dodge dati, yung Wrigley's Philippines, Adidas, yung ano pa nga, ang daming factories, National Panasonic, andito yung mga yan dati. Nagsapagsara yan, nagsilipatan sa China, Taiwan, Vietnam. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi ang mahal ng kuryente, brownout pa ng brownout kay Cory, at ang daming NPA noon. Alam mo to, lahat ito kasalanan ng EDSA 1 at kasalanan ni Cory Aquino.
Aray, okay. So,
boba yun eh. Walang laman ng utak noon. Bakit niya? Bagay, naging presidente siya out of Kudeta. Hindi naman siya elected eh.
Walang silipa.
Hindi siya elected. Kudeta yung EDSA 1.
Okay. So, attorney, ganito.
Kalokohan na sinasabi ng revolution yun. Iilan lang yung tao doon. Kung merong isang engineer na nagpalabas ng komento niyan, sabi niya, kung susukatin mo yung from Santolan to Ortigas, ibawas mo yung mga bus, mga kotse at mga ganon. Ang sabi niya, wala pang 700,000 ang tao doon kung patatayuin mo sila per square meter.
Okay.
Oh, so ano yung sinasabi nila na 2 million?
Mga bobo, mga tanga.
Assuming na 2 million. At that time, 80 million ang Pilipino. Oh, paano masasabi mong representative ng sentiments ng mga Pilipino yung EDSA 1? Kalokohan yan. Ang EDSA 1 ang sumira sa ating bayan. Si Cory Aquino at ang mga Aquino ang sumira sa ating bayan.
Mga bobo, mga kababayan, hawak ko ngayon itong kandilang dilaw. Simbolo ito ng pagkamatay ng diwa ng EDSA 1 na peke na revolusyon. Yang peke na revolusyon na yan ang naging sanhi ng paghihirap ng bayan. Sapagkat magmula nung nangyaring EDSA 1 na yan, naghirap ang mga Pilipino, nagmahal ang gasolina, nagmahal ang kuryente, nagmahal ang toll gate, nagmahal ang lahat sapagkat ibinigay ni Cory at ng mga dilawan ang mga public utilities sa mga oligarko ng kaibigan at kamag-anak nila. Kaya ang mga Pilipino ay matagal na pinanloloko ng mga Aquino at ng mga dilawan. Ginawa nilang panluloko ng propaganda ang mga paninira sa mga Marcoses upang hindi mapuna ang kanilang mga panluloko na yun pala ay sila ang mga magnanakaw, yung mga dilawan na yan. Sila ang nagsamantala sa ating mga Pilipino. Kaya ating ipagdiwang sapagkat ngayon ay wala nang naniniwala dyan sa EDSA na yan. May mga pailan-ilan na lang mga nilalangaw na mga nagpupunta dyan. Yung mga nagpupunta dyan ay mga bobo at mga tanga na mga hanggang ngayon ay naniniwala pa rin, mga uto-uto. No? Kaya mga kababayan, pag niyan nakita kayong mga yelo-yelo na ribbon na yan, sunugin sapagkat yan ang naging sanhi ng ating paghihirap.